Mohendrila and I am an expert in full stack. In this video, we are going to talk about uploading your files on GitHub. Let us first of all open the browser and open GitHub. So this is your website for GitHub and I already have my account here. So you can see that when I go to my account, I am able to see different options in front of me. I have an overview, I have repositories, I have projects and I have packages. So let us try to create a repository here. Let us create a new repository. Let us click on new and you will see a few options in front of you. You need to give a name to your repository. Let us say HTML projects. There is an option of making your repository public or private. In case if you want your repository to be accessible throughout the internet, you can keep it as public. But if you want your repository to be accessible only by a selected people, you can keep it as private. So for now, I select private. And yes, you can edit this later once your repository is created. A good practice for adding a README file is that it can help you with details of your project. And I don't want to select a license, so let us create a repository. So the first basic question that comes to my mind, why do I want to create a Git repository? Because I want to store my projects on the cloud or a virtual storage. Normally, whenever I create projects on my system, it is stored on the local machine, but I want my projects to be accessible throughout the internet. And I can share links with my peers or my friends in order to review my projects. So this is how my repository looks like. You can see that there is a README file created which simply contains the text HTML projects. We can see the edit button over here. Once you click on this, you will be able to edit the content of your README file. So let me just say HTML files for example. When you scroll down, you will be able to see commit changes button. Guys, whenever you are working with Git, commit is a very important keyword that allows you to make your changes permanent. Alright, so here I would just enter a description for my commit which says first commit and commit changes. So here this is my repository. It would simply contain a README file. The next step is adding files to your repository. Do you see an option here that is add file? There are two options available. One is a drag and drop and the second one is choose your files. Let us choose a few files and upload them to this repository. I go to documents, I go to development and I select a few HTML files to be added to this particular. Now you have uploaded the file successfully. You can see the files here. In case you want to delete the files, you can do it from here by clicking on the cross button. Every time you make changes to your repository on Git, you will have to commit the changes. Ideally, I would say please mention a comment whenever you try to commit your files because it gives you a power over version controlling. Okay, so I would say second commit and commit changes. We are back to our repository and we can see three different files inside my repository. There is another way to update your GitHub folder which is through VS Code or Visual Studio Code. Here you can see this is the link to your GitHub repository. Let us navigate to VS Code and let us scroll to the top of our folder. This is my development folder and I want to upload all the changes to my development folder. When I go to the third option which says source control, you can see that I have more than 10,000 changes in my source control, right? On top of this particular window, you are able to see 3 dots. When I click on this, there are several options available to me. I would go to this particular option, which is a pull and a push. Normally, when I use the word pull, I am trying to pull a repository from GitHub. When I say push, I am trying to upload my changes to my GitHub repository. Let us navigate to the next menu and it says push to. Let us select this. Pick a remote to publish the main branch. So here I would go to add a new remote and I would mention the GitHub URL. You can see the option available, right? Add remote from GitHub. So here I would mention the link and I would select this. Okay, let us provide a name, say HTML projects, enter. And once you see that this particular progress bar is moving from the left to right, it will upload all your changes to your GitHub repository. For me, it's going to take some time because I have a lot of changes. For you, it might take a little lesser time. So we saw how do you create a repository on GitHub and how do you upload changes from your Visual Studio Code to your GitHub repository. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much guys. I'll see you all in the next video.